What's up, guys? It's Nasir Stevenson back on Sam Sports here with head coach Andrew Will. Coach Will, how are you?
Doing great, Nas. How are you?
Pretty good. So with the winter season coming up, hockey season coming up, what are we expecting this season?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we're tremendously excited to be going. It's a long time to get through the fall to the point where the season starts, and I know the guys are really excited about it. And what we've seen so far from our group has everybody tremendously excited. I think we've got a talented group, a deep group. We've got some outstanding leadership. We got a lot of new players, so it's going to take a little bit of time for us to get together and be pulling in the same direction. But we're really excited about the upcoming season.
What do you think is going to be a big part in helping build that team chemistry now that you have a lot of new players?
Yeah. So we've got 20 new players on the team this year, and that means we've got 7 guys back. But that nucleus of 7 guys is extremely strong, both in terms of leadership and I think the experience that they went through last year. We had some ups and downs and went on a good run late in the season, so those guys are going to bring that experience. And so I think the other pieces, we've got a couple guys who've played prep hockey before, and even though they're new to Salisbury, at least they have a sense of what to expect and what they're getting into. So we're going to lean on those guys and that experience to kind of get us hopefully off to a strong start. And then as we build that momentum and guys get a little bit more comfortable, we're hope to get on a roll.
You know, obviously you have Coach Leedy, Coach Conlon, Coach Strauss to help you out. What kind of role do they play in the whole thing?
They play a huge role, and I can't state that enough. You know how important and impactful those guys are with our program. And one of the things that's so much fun is just that we've been together for a while now. So I think we complement each other really well. And you know the enthusiasm that they bring and their focus on development is central to what we're trying to do. And you know for them to be able to work with our guys every day, I think goes a long way, both in terms of our players improving and growing over the course of the season, but also just with the success of our team. And so those guys are incredible and extremely fortunate to be able to work with them.
Have you guys seen anybody this kind of preseason that you kind of have, you know, high hopes for in the regular season?
Yeah. You know, again, kind of a week into practice, we're still getting a sense of who guys are and how they fit in with one another. But, you know, I would say that for us, we've been really excited about the goaltending. We've got 3 guys, Jordan Rittenberg, Christian Capone, and Vaughn McAuliffe, and all 3 of those guys have been battling and competing really hard. And so, you know, they always talk about building a hockey team from the net out, and we feel really strongly about that. You know, from the blue line perspective, we got Zach Gill, who's back as our captain this year, and I think he's going to be a leader back there for us. You know, I mentioned a couple guys who have some prep school experience. So Tyler Rokas, coming over from Hotchkiss, is a guy with a lot of experience for us, as well as Avery Tymas, who was at Canterbury last year. And so, you know, I think those guys, along with the rest of the D-Corps, are going to be really, really strong for us. And then up front, you know, one of our captains is Caden Creech, who's back, and the creature is ready to go, and he's fired up. And I think he's going to do a great job with Luke Walkoskis and Riley Slovis, who are back as well, along with Rhett DuPont up front. So, you know, I think that group is going to be leading the way with the complement of new guys.
With Zig and Creech as your captains, what's kind of the culture that they bring and the culture you're trying to create for your team?
Yeah. Well, you talked a little bit about our coaching staff and complimenting each other, and I think Zach and Caden complement each other well. And, you know, I think they bring energy, they bring enthusiasm, and they bring a focus and competitiveness. And for us, that is really important with what we're trying to do. We want to be a relentless team, a difficult team to play against, and that takes energy, that takes work. And those guys bring that every day. And so I think they set the tone, which is a great attribute for your leaders to have. I think your best players also have to be your hardest workers and the guys who do things the right way, and those guys do that.
All right, so this is a very new team, a lot of new players. What do you think this team has that previous teams don't have or didn't have?
Yeah, great question. And And, a lot of that is obviously based off of what we've seen so far. But, something that stands out relative to last year, for example, is not only the large number of new players, but we're a little bit of a younger team, especially relative to last year's group, where we had 16 seniors, So the other piece with this group is we've got a little bit more size than we did last year. And so we think we're going to have energy and enthusiasm that the younger guys bring. We've got good speed and skill. And that's something that's kind of jumped off the page early in the season, is that we've got a group that can play with a lot of tempo and pace, which is exciting. But we're going to be a hard team to play against. We've got some size. We've got some guys who thrive with the physical side of the game, and that feeds into our style. So I think that youthful enthusiasm will be great, and we got to channel that in the right direction.
Yeah.
But we're going to be a physical, strong, heavy team, which will be great.
What kind of is your guys', I guess, play style as a program? Just introducing the new guys and maybe the old guys into it as well.
Sure. Well, I think it's exciting for our incoming guys to come into a program where the expectation and bar is high, and that's part of our job as coaches, is to push and challenge those guys to meet and then exceed that standard. And you want to have a locker room of guys that have that expectation of themselves, but also have that expectation of their teammates and hold each other accountable. And what we're seeing so far is that this group has that makeup, both in terms of the drive and motivation of guys individually, but the desire and expectation to push one another to be their best. And we talked to our guys a lot about this concept of a rising tide lifts all boats, and that the more success we have collectively as a group, that's going to help our guys individually with working towards achieving the goals that they have set for themselves, right? We've got a locker room full of guys who are motivated and driven and want to advance to higher levels and play college hockey. And as you know too from your experience, right, the best teams balance those individual goals and fit them into the team goals. Yeah. And what we've seen so far is a group that's committed to doing that.
Do you think that's solely dependent on the seniors, or I guess the veterans of the group, or are you surprised about how committed and dedicated the young guys are so quickly into the season?
Yeah. I think those seniors, those returning guys certainly set that tone. And our group has done a great job of that. But you raise a great point in that I think our incoming guys, the new guys, have brought that expectation. They've brought that approach with them. It was a really positive fall in terms of just the off season and the work that they were doing on and off the ice in preparation for the season. And so we really feel fortunate that the group that has come in has brought that mentality with them. So, from a coaching standpoint, we know there's going to be ups and downs. We know there's going to be challenges, but we're tremendously excited about where we're starting from.
So looking at your guys' schedule this year, who do you guys think is going to give you the most trouble this season?
Yeah. Well, so it's fun because we start. Our first game is coming up here on Wednesday, and then we go up to Toronto, which has become an annual trip for us. And up there, we're going to play St. Andrews College, who's one of the top prep programs in North America. And the challenge with that, not only are they a good team, but they've played about 20 games together, and we will have played one. Yeah. So that'll be an early test for us. And this year, we're actually playing Cushing up there. And so to your question, we play Cushing again in January in a regular season game, and they won the championship last year, so we're expecting them to be a very strong team again. I think some of our traditional rivals not only are going to be tough competitive games, but I think they're going to be some of the top teams in New England, and that's Avon, that's Brunswick, You look at Kent, you look at Berkshire. I think those are going to be tough competitive games for us, but ones I know the guys are going to be really excited to play.
Without having like break down every game, what kind of is your mentality or I guess game plan taking what happened last year and losing, not making it to the championship and kind of coming back and playing those teams again?
Yeah. I think one of the things that helps us and we try and emphasize with our team is really that we want to focus on the process, right? That we have a way that we feel we need to play to give ourselves a chance to be successful in a game. If we spend too much time thinking about the outcome, thinking about what we call the product, the score at the end of the game, then we're not focusing on the habits. We're not focusing on the details that are going to be so important for us to play the way we want to play. So, yes, there are going to be some things that change game to game depending on who the opponent is and some of the systematic things or tactical things that we'll do. But for us, the goal is to focus on ourselves and make sure that we're playing the way we need to play. And if we do that, we feel we've got a chance to walk away at the end of the day with 2 points, and that's the goal that we have.
Coach Will, we all know that you're a longtime Toronto Maple Leafs fan. We know a Salisbury alum, just got called up yesterday to that program. How does that make you feel as a coach?
Well, I got to add long-time suffering Leaf fan as well, but it's incredible. I mean, I'm thrilled. We're thrilled for Jacob Quillen, and Jacob was here for 2 years, graduated class of 20, and was a tremendous player here at Salisbury and went on to play at Quinnipiac and signed as a free agent with the Leafs and has been playing with their farm system, the Toronto Marlies in the American Hockey League, and is leading them in points right now. And so I think he's ready and excited. I texted with him actually last night, and so it's great that he's with the Leafs, and there's a little something special about that, but. Just to see someone like Jacob get that opportunity and how hard he's worked and how driven he's been to get to that point. But you look at some of the other guys. You've got Justin Rascovian, who's playing for Dallas this year. You've got Matt Coronado in Calgary and Johnny Beecher with the Boston Bruins. So it's really exciting to see those guys reach the pinnacle of the sport. And more than anything, as a coach and someone who's been around here for a long time, you want our guys to go off and be happy, healthy, and successful in whatever they're doing. Yeah. But it's pretty special when a guy like Jake gets that opportunity, and excited to watch the game tonight for sure.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach Will, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and good luck this season.
Thanks, Naz. Love doing this.
Yes, sir.